Welcome to the Mythical Forest with Dee Dee and Boris, and I'm harvesting okra. As you can see, I already have different kinds right here that I've harvested. Look at how tall this okra plant is. Can you guys see how tall it is? Look. I mean, this thing is tall.
That is so tall.
So what I'm going to do is I've got a whole bunch of okra that I've harvested. And you have to harvest okra every 2 days because otherwise it'll get hard. And I believe actually this one is already too far gone. I can tell by feeling it. It's like wood and it's hard to eat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do freeze dry and let y'all check it out. So let's go in the house and we will start preparing the okra and get it ready for the freeze dryer to do a freeze dry session. See you in there. Today we're doing a session of freeze dry okra and beets. And I'm beating the beets. Now I'm loosening everything up, pre-frozen. Loosening everything up before putting it on the trays. See you soon. Okay, you guys, I was wrong. It's beets and purple sweet potato and okra. It's all ready. Y'all hear my vacuum cleaner, my robot vacuum cleaner in the background. Sorry about that. Best thing I ever invested in. Anyway, those are the purple sweet potatoes right there. And these are the beets. Going in the freeze dryer. You gotta wait 15 minutes for the freeze dryer to cool down. Cool up. Freeze. Okay, we have everything loaded up. And I typically like to freeze dry all of the same thing. However, because then it'll freeze dry all similar time frame, try to keep the tray even. If you put it on too thick, it's going to take you a lot longer. I prefer to put things on thick and take longer than to do two freeze dry sessions. But it's better if you can keep it as even as possible, and it's better if you can freeze dry the same type of thing. So they all freeze dries at the same time. Now, it's ready. It's over 24 minutes now. Usually, I went over time. It's okay. Got busy. But basically, it takes 15 minutes to pre-freeze the freeze dryer. And what you want to do is with a wet rag, wipe down your gasket so that you get a good seal. When you shut the door, you want to see a black ring, slight black ring all the way around. Then it tells you what to do. Close the, load the trays and then close the drain valve and then hit continue. And that'll be it. I am guessing this is going to take about 30 hours. See you then. Okay, you guys. I came in here and it said that this freeze dry session was ready, but I don't trust the harvestRight freeze dryer with that type of a thing because it typically gets it wrong for me. And that may be because I put too much on each tray. This time I didn't put a lot on each tray, but I still don't trust it, so I'm going to add a few more hours. I'm going to add 4 more hours. And then I'll do that this afternoon, but I'm drying off the condensation so you guys can see in there. It's kind of hard to see with the condensation, but this is what's going on inside the freeze dryer. And we'll be back. This is the pump that contains the oil. And it's connected here. And we'll be back. Yeah, a lot of condensation. So I'll check you to 4 more hours. Okay, I'm going to check it and see if it's ready. You hit the little down button and it zeroes out, and then you can turn off, not turn off, you can, then you open the drain valve. Turn the handle and it'll open by itself. Looks like it's done. Barely open.
Wow.
It still feels cold. Nope, it's not done. That's cold. When it's cold, that means there's moisture in it. So I'm going to let it go another 4 hours. Some of this is completely ready. I feel it. I'm just going to let it go. Like these. These are not done.
Purple beets.
Wash your hands really good. Double wash them and sanitize before you do this. It's almost ready, but not quite. Those are beets. These are the potatoes. These are almost completely done. I'm gonna put 3 or 4 more hours. It feels like it's almost done, but not quite. So, okay. Here we go. I'm gonna add about 4 more hours. And that's it. We'll see you then. Oh, to do that, make sure that the ring around this is completely, it's not here. Let me do this right here. Sometimes you have to finagle the little gasket. Okay. Just a little bit more. Check. Okay, now it's all the way around. So what you do is hit more dry time. And then it's going to tell you to close the vent. Close the drain. Close the drain valve. And now hit continue. And then once it starts, then you put how much time you want. And I hit it, but it didn't. What's happening? There we go.
There we go.
You can hear that thing started up.
Hey, Bubbles.
And now I'm going to do the arrow to make it go for 4 more hours. Alright, we'll see you then. 21 hours is still not ready, so we're talking at least 25. Okay, everybody, I think it's good. Finally, after all that anticipation, listen. Now, what you want to do is you want to wash your hands really, really good when you're doing this. But the only way to test is to touch it with your bare hands. That's the only way you're really going to know. All this feels great. But the other thing, uh-oh. Yeah, it's good. Uh-oh. I don't know about that one. But the one thing that you got to make sure of is that you got to get this stuff. Let's check. Oh, yeah. Look. I love the snap. Listen. Yeah, these are good. Yeah, they feel good. The one thing you got to do is quickly get it into Mylar bags because the air will rehydrate in just minutes. You know, we're talking 20 minutes and it's over. If your house is really, really humid, well, it could be 5 minutes. So these are the oxygen absorbers. You need to put these in the bags. It's very, very important that you need those. And then start loading everything up real quick. So this will last 25 years in a Mylar bag. That was cold. That was as cold as it can be. Look, it's not freeze dried. Hold on now. I gotta pause it for a moment because I gotta draw this.
Go.
Okay. So it's good to touch everything because like that right there. That's cold. I don't know why the beets did that. Ooh, that's as cold as it can be. That one right there is just cold. Cold as it can be. Wet.
We got the beet.
So, just all it takes is to put one in there. Just put one piece in that's not dry and it ruins the whole bag. So it's very, very important. Very important. So, seal it up real quick. And then we heat seal it afterwards. But I always try to get it sealed up as fast as possible. So let's get this okra. I think I'm going to do my paper plate method. Hold on a second, you guys. Show you the paper plate method. Let me get these beets out of the way. Here, let me try one of them, but this not ready. One of them's wet, but okay, that one's ready, but the one on top is gooey. I don't know if y'all can see, but that one, there's two put together. You can make lipstick out of that. Look at my finger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, method I like to do is my paper plate method. They've got little contraptions that you can buy. And maybe one of these companies will send me a contraption and let me do a review on it. You know, it's like a little contraption that you can use to pour the stuff in your bags. But this stuff's really good with making soups. Somebody sent me a message on one of my other okra freeze dries asking me what I did with it. And basically, whatever you would do with regular okra, if you're going to make a soup or a stew or just put it in your stir fry or whatever, you're going to, I have never fried, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be that difficult to fry it. So maybe on one of my videos, I might actually do a little experiment and fry it and see how that works. And I might not even rehydrate it. I might just try frying it straight the way it is and see what happens, because I'm thinking that if I try to fry it with it not rehydrated, that the frying process will rehydrate it. I don't know. If y'all have ever done it, let me know. I might do that, so y'all keep an eye for that video. I might try to do fried freeze-dried okra. But worst case scenario is you could just put your okra, you know, on a little plate and spray it with a little spray bottle and rehydrate it just slightly, and then put your batter and then fry it. So don't let me forget, that's beets and okra. We'll do the sweet potato last so we don't get it mixed up when I go to label everything. That'd be terrible. You open it up and it's not what you think it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love the way the freeze drying keeps, and make sure that your countertop's cleaned real good in case you drop anything, because you don't want to get any germs sealed in this bag for 20 years. You know, not that it's going to be in here 20 years, but it will stay for 20 years if you need to. So if you're doing food prep for doomsday prep, you know, so but you don't want bacteria in these bags floating around, you know. So that's real important to make sure your hands are clean, your countertop's clean. Make sure everything's real clean when you freeze dry, because when you freeze dry, it does not kill the bacteria. That's why it's such a good idea to freeze dry your yogurt, because your yogurt will keep all of its goodness. All the good bacteria in your yogurt will be, uh-oh, Buster's barking at something. But all your good bacteria will maintain in your yogurt when you freeze dry it. So that's really, really good. And I'm gonna do some, maybe freeze dry some yogurt bits and things like that. And y'all go check out my blueberry. This is gonna be a small bag, so that's all right. Y'all go check out my blueberry. I figured out a new way to do blueberries. Well, check out that video, freeze drying. We got one more left here. All right, this is the sweet potatoes, purple sweet potatoes. Gotta make sure I cut my oxygen. So now, if you cut your oxygen absorber bag open, then make sure that you seal it back up right after you use it. So, oops, I'm gonna go seal this back up in a minute. But until then, what I do is I just put it right under there like that and let it sit until I'm ready to go seal it back up. Put my oxygen absorber, and then I start loading our sweet potatoes. These are the sweet potatoes that I grew out of the garden, I believe. I don't remember if I bought these at the store or if I grew these in the garden. But they're, Stokes is the name of the type of brand or whatever that the variety is called Stokes, S-T-O-K-E-S, Stokes sweet potatoes. This one doesn't have a Ziploc bag, so I'm gonna have to go straight over here to the heater and heat it up now. The heater, just like that. Turn it on high. Get as much of the air out as you possibly can. And then the light will turn off when it's ready. And then I like to do several rounds to make sure that thing is sealed. So, a little more. Okay, let's go back over here. All right, you guys, so I'm going to label all these and get going and try to go to bed early. And Boris is my little cleaner. He cleans my trays up for me. That's real sweet of him. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. If you have any suggestions, leave me a comment because I love to learn. So if you guys have any suggestions at all about this process, if you have a freeze dryer and you've done have some tricks, let me know, and then I'll let my people know. And we have a lot of different videos with freeze drying fruit and meat and all kinds of stuff, cheese, you name it. I would say the biggest thing is if you put your freeze dry stuff on too thick and heavy, it's going to take a lot longer to freeze dry. The freeze dryer doesn't always detect correctly and tell you when everything's done, especially if there's one or two pieces that are not done, but everything else is. But also if it's really thick, it tells you that it's ready when in the middle it's not. So you have to really learn on your own by experimenting, I guess you could say. If it says it's ready, my suggestion is to say, I don't think so, and hit that little button for more time, or open it up without turning it off. Check to see if it's still wet, cold, frozen, and then let it go, for a few minutes. Oh, okay, well, let me do 4 more hours. Okay, so that's the best way to do it. I'm hoping that maybe harvestRight will come up with a better solution than that. There's upgrades every so often, and you need to keep on top of that too. You can call them and ask them what their newest upgrade is, and it'll show in your machine, and it's kind of a little rigmarole to do, but you get a little flash drive and you have to transfer from your computer to the freeze dry computer and plug it in and let it download and all that. So I don't really like doing that kind of stuff. I'm not very techy, but that's what you have to do. So anyway, I would suggest, for me, I'd like to put everything thick. I'd rather let the freeze dryer go for 2 days and have to just do 2 loads. So, and I like when things are a little bit bigger and, for my preference. It's easier for me to prep, to put big chunks on there than to have to dice up little pieces. But if you do littler pieces, it's going to do better as well. So take that in mind. If you want to watch any of our other videos, like I said, we've got even gardening besides freeze drying. We have gardening, and we have stuff about the chickens, just everything in the mythical forest. So go check out our playlist. There's even sleep videos. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and we really appreciate you guys. Oh, we have members channel too. So if you want to watch behind the scenes, or if you want to watch bloopers, we have members for that. We also have a members. It's a little bit more expensive for how to grow cannabis without pesticides in your backyard in containers. So if you want to see that, but to join, to subscribe to just all regular stuff, it's free. So all you have to do is hit the thumbs up and say if you liked it, or thumbs down, whether you liked it or not, do that. But also, because we'd love to hear what you think. But it's free to subscribe, so it would help us out tremendously. You have no idea if you subscribe. And it's just a little subscribe button, okay? So please subscribe. And thanks for watching, and God bless all of y'all. See you on the next one. One thing I forgot to tell you, Boris said I talk too much. This is really important. Listen, when you do the okra, it's much easier if you do it raw. Don't boil it and then try to freeze dry. It's going to be a slimy mess, okay? It'll be just fine. Cut it up raw, freeze it, and then freeze dry it, and then you can do what you want with it, okay? Freeze dry your okra raw. See you soon.